Welcome everybody to a Friday night, hanging out with the Gangstagrass people. We are on your screen because we just landed here and you like us. So start chatting in the chat when you get here, and we will answer everything you always wanted to know about Gangstagrass, but were afraid to ask.
For example,
are we all actually just three kids in a 5-man and lady suit? Yes. Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's on top is the tallest.
3 kids in a trench coat pretending to be a grown-up.
All of us. All of us, just 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're very smart kids. Like Home Alone level smart kids, y'all.
Home Alone level smart, nice.
All right, so let me get in here where I can see some of the chat.
Yeah, we have those things.
Hey, shout out to everybody that was hanging out with me on Tuesday night. We had a good time, man. Folks was asking me all kinds of questions and all sorts of weird stuff. It was fun though. We had a very good time.
What was the best question you got?
Yeah, what was the best question?
Good question. I know I gave homework out. I gave homework out.
Yeah.
Best question I got. I don't know. Yeah, I remember. I'm a little sick, so I don't remember everything. A little bit off. But it is what it is. But it was fun though. I had a really good time, and I was waiting. I'm waiting every time that I do it. I'm waiting for it to just be like, you know what, click, done with this nitwit, and folks have hung out with me, so that's a lot of fun. That's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
You guys like us. You guys really, really like us, or at least Randy.
And
AKA Vox Ratio.
Good, strong, thoughtful audience is attracted, which is nice.
Yeah, man, they was asking questions and such. We have folks from the boy from the Philippines, whose name I don't remember. I feel terrible about that. Yes, sir. No. Highlights of the game were on because my son just told me that.
I think his name was Philip Hines.
No. That's the kind of stuff you get when your kids is around.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about the video today, Rich?
Yeah. So me and our son were doing an interview today via Zoom, and things were running a little late. So my 6-year-old came downstairs and was like, we're making dinner or whatever. You're supposed to come up. I was like, oh yeah, chill. I'll be up in a minute. So he goes back up. A few minutes later, comes in again. And at this point, he's like, fuck this guy. So he's like climbing in my lap, climbs out of my lap. He grabs these, he jacks my backdrops and just like walks off with them, grabs the acoustic guitar and starts plucking strings and stuff. He was on a rampage.
It was amazing. And Rich
was about me now.
Rich just kept flowing, man. He just kept it 100. It was beautiful. It was absolutely
You can't faze me.
Like he climbed up on Wrench's lap and he put his hand on the camera like, doo-doo. It was so great. It was amazing. Shout out to that. That was lots of fun. 6-year-old boy. This little lunatic.
Hey! Dolio the Sleuth just resubscribed. Thanks, Dolio.
Oh man, I'm glad we finally got you, Dolio.
Well, I've been following it for a while, and it seemed pretty interesting.
By the way, you know what? I'm gonna hit some current events real quick because I honestly, genuinely want to hear from like the other side of the country and consciousness on this right now, because I'm checking out in the media. It's like everybody that's supporting Trump has a whole different social media that's popping up for them, and I want to hear from y'all.
A whole different world, yeah.
Mindspace or something like that.
What's it called?
Oh, Parlor. Yeah.
Yeah, Parlor.
I don't know that we want to hear from the Parlor folks, but there's
Parlor.
even wider circles than that. There are there's a chunk of people out there that are reacting to very different information than we're seeing, and there's like a disconnect in reality about what's going on, and we could talk about that.
I mean, it's just like y'all can get in the chats, and I'll get in there and shoot some stuff. We don't have to speak about it here, but you know, I'm genuinely curious what they're thinking, because it's like we're both viewing each other the same way. Like we're the good brother and they're the evil brother, and they think the opposite, and we're both brothers. So it's like, how did we get here? I just want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I made some pretty good French toast today.
Yeah, we have somebody going hard in the Twitch comments. Seems to be writing a verse or something in the form of a bunch of comments.
Oh well.
Well, yeah. It's Ghosteries 212. Props on the stream of consciousness that you're giving us over here on the Twitch chat. You be you, man.
Tanya's in the house. Sue's in the house.
Yeah. Which channel is Sue's on this time? Sometimes she's in multiple places at once. It's magic.
She's in YouTube right now.
Okay.
Tanya Day house on the Facebook channel.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Congratulations again.
If anybody wants to shoot her the code for the Zoom, welcome to join.
Yeah, James Peterson's in the house.
Yeah.
I'll shoot her the code if she wants to chime in. I'll send it to your email there. No, actually, I'll send it to your Facebook, since that's where you are.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of the kids, while we're waiting for anybody to chime in, if they want to bring us the other side of the bubble here. Speaking of little kids interacting with Gangstagrass, it reminded me of the time that Gangstagrass played for a kindergarten class. It was my older kid back when he was in kindergarten. We volunteered to come in and play a set for the kindergartners, which was wild. It was different from anything like any crowd that I've played for in any other time, because usually in other audiences, they're not walking up to you and asking you what song you're going to play next in the middle of the song that you're currently playing, so that you're like in the middle of the song and you're like, I'm trying to sing something here, man. You'll find out what song we play next when we get to that part. And we had a question and answer session after we played, and it had some really interesting questions like, I have a guitar. So
that's the best part about teaching those kindergarten classes. It's just, we're just sharing. We're not, it's not a Q&A, it's just sharing.
Yeah. There's no boundary between those two things for them. The teachers do a lot of work over the years on distinguishing questions from comments, but they hadn't got very far on that at that point.
You know what? I still feel like there's probably some sort of disconnect with a lot of older folks between questions and comments.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you mean?
Got the police on their block. What's going on, man? Wild out here. I know that's Farrell.
It's warm in Wisconsin right now.
What's going on? What's me?
Ron Jansen is telling us it's crazy warm in Wisconsin right now.
Did it just snow in Wisconsin? I swear it just snowed like 2 days ago in Wisconsin. We're all gonna die. Bro, it's not even a matter of like climate change. It's like we're all gonna die. The planet's like, all right, enough of you. It's gonna be hot in Wisconsin, and it's gonna be The volcanoes are gonna spew out snow and leaves, and yeah, it's a wrap. And oh yeah, Godzilla's coming back.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah, but which Godzilla? Mecha Godzilla or like the lizard one?
Literally, the only Godzilla that matters anymore is the one from the last two movies. That boy was thugged out. He was.
You know what?
Did you see King of Monsters, bro?
I
Godzilla King
didn't.
of Monsters was thugged out.
I did not see it yet.
Hey,
Yo,
I
they,
did not see it.
I know that face. There's a face joining us.
And a
Yeah,
fish.
they.
Hey,
Hey there.
I'm just stopping in for a few minutes to say hello and thank you so much for sharing your time with me the other week.
Absolutely, and congratulations.
Thank you very much for joining us, Madam Councilwoman.
That's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations on
That's
order.
odd.
Yes.
I'm still getting
Yeah.
used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
thank
get
you, and I
used
can't
to
wait to
it.
see you all here when you start touring again.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
You have an
She's
office
already-
now? You get an office and a
Yes, I do.
dope.
I
But
do, but actually, I'm trying to just see if I can take office space in the community center because it makes more sense. It's actually in the district. People who are in the district don't have to worry about trying to come downtown. They can just
Mhm.
walk around the corner or, get be closer to where I am. You have to be where the people are,
Mhm.
And
You know what?
sometimes the stuffy office isn't it.
That's
Yeah,
mad smart and out of the box. I love that.
For the people who aren't quite yet familiar with Tania Day, this is the newly elected councilwoman for District 5 in Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah. That's right.
That's
We
pretty
did it.
much it. But I did want to say something about answer your question about this Trump crew, these Trumplicans, I guess. I'm sure you all see how he's essentially not. It seems like he's not going to concede, and they might have to drag him out the White House.
It may be.
It'd almost be worth seeing it.
And Twitter,
If we get
Twitter
the
just
video,
released a story saying that it doesn't matter. They're still going to change over the POTUS handle, the @POTUS handle, and give
Yeah.
us Biden anyway.
Well, they
Yeah.
stopped letting him use the @POTUS handle a long time ago.
Right, but we have to remember that really, he's a mascot of an idea, right?
Mhm.
So we know his policies are horrible,
Mhm.
but he represents a thing, and for those people, they feel like they're losing. The world is changing. They're not benefiting from some of the privileges that they had, and oftentimes, when race and class intersect, this is what you get. So it's not about Trump, the president. It's about what he represents to these people. And that's us, right? That's America. He's just a mascot for what we already are.
well said. Well said. It goes beyond who's the president, and it's something that we're going to have to deal with, no matter who's in office.
Because we know 73 million people voted for this man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he reflects the beliefs and values of at least 73 million people.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of folks. That's why
Or he pretends to, right? Because one of the things I've heard from a lot of people is that because he was considered like a pro-life candidate, that's why he got their vote. But I'd be willing to bet is at least one abortion in that boy checkbook. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for certain, but and so it feels like a lot of his the stuff that he's supposed to stand for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some conservatives have somehow backed is a fraud anyway. So
I can hear that because like how many baby mamas does he have, right? This whole chain immigration thing with his wife, or not chain immigration. What is it called?
Chain migration.
Yeah, when with the parents,
Yep.
So, but even in that, look at where she comes from. It's not like she's from a country where they speak Spanish or an African language or an Asian language, right? So that even ties into this idea of you know, this myth of white genocide. When in reality, we know that whiteness is made, and essentially what they will just do is they'll just make more white people make other people white. This is what will happen. They'll just give the benefits of whiteness to people who previously did not have that. We've seen it time and time again in American history, whether it be Italians, and the jury's still out on if they're white or not. To some Jewish folks, so we know people can create whiteness, right? But part of it is just benefiting from the associations and proximity to it.
I want to
Tiana,
Mm-hmm.
I want us all to be a little bit like careful about how we talk about them, because I want to invite them to like talk to us and to give them a bunch of information that they don't know isn't going to help them, and they have a bunch of information that they have that we don't know, and whether it's uh, false or true is unfortunately up for argument. The important thing is that we're talking. We need
Well,
to
these
talk.
are conversations that I've actually had, right? And I live in a very, very red part of the country, and these are and I would love to hear their opinions from their mouths. But just on the campaign trail, a lot of people's these are a lot of people's issues. I'm giving you quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I dig it. I dig it. I'm like but I am. I feel.
I appreciate you bringing the realness.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people got fooled.
How?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I feel like there's I'm sure there's a certain number of people who are fooled, but a considerable majority of them, they just don't care. It's not that they were fooled; they know what they got. They know what they're getting. It's not like he hasn't been the same person for the 70-something years he's been alive.
Point. Hurt.
This is not a child. These are not children.
Mm-hmm.
Demographics of who supported him. These are not children. They're fully formed adults.
Right.
So can I have a question for you all? And I promise I'm not gonna keep you forever. But when
You can stick around.
when Biden, thank you, when Biden said he wants to reach across the aisle and even to bring us together, do you think that's possible?
I don't think it's possible for him.
To some degree, it's the cost of doing business.
It's possible within certain conditions. I think it's only possible if we get down to actually talking and having the kind of discussions where we can bring up all of the history that's been going on without having them try to shut it down, and actually try to work through some of these issues. But that's tough. That's a high hurdle for us to really get everybody in on these discussions.
I think it's a pretty cool dynamic I'm seeing, where a lot of this progressive coalition is still being active and protesting against Biden too, and trying to remind him of what he can do and remind everybody of what he's capable of doing with this country, and really observing what he's going to do, because that factionalization, I don't know. I think it's going to help us get to a center faster.
Well, I mean,
as long as the mobilization goes beyond just the pep rally, which
exactly.
is what a lot of the is.
I've seen a lot of good work. I've seen a lot of young folks doing some good work. I'm a little bit optimistic.
Yeah.
Maybe optimism isn't the good word for it. I've seen things.
Yeah.
But as long as that mobilization translates into actual policy and practice change, it's enough to feel
I still think
That's
we have a. Sorry, go ahead, Delia.
No, man.
Just that we have a bigger problem on our hands than just reaching across the aisle, because the parties both are very broken, and a key piece of that is campaign finance. It's how we fund the whole political system, because in order to be the most successful at fundraising, precedent suggests you have to rile your base by throwing them a bunch of red meat, regardless of whether it's true or not. That's not the point. So by sowing this kind of distrust in each other and anger and unrest, that is raising additional money for politicians. So they're incentivized to keep behaving in this way because it gets them money. And we need to fix our incentive structures if any of this is really gonna work.
That's the fun thing that I heard with this rally and the speeches I heard. I forget when they were given, but there was a rally in front of the DNC where I wish I could remember the woman speaking, but she was reminding everybody, like, we have suggestions for him, for people that are going to be in his cabinet. We are studying these laws. We know what he can do to change things, what he can do to shut down a pipeline, what he can do to change the economy, what he can do with this pandemic and the extra funds that he gets in it. And we're going to observe him and see if he does it. They're talking about specific policy, and that's something good. They're getting in the weeds. I think folks are getting in the weeds on these issues, and that's a difference. After the Obama campaign, it felt like everybody just sort of went to sleep, and it was great, and we all had fun. And there wasn't a lot of details afterwards until like after the 100 days, of the first 100 days, honestly. So that's the difference I'm seeing. I don't think there's not a ton of people walking out of this and going back to sleep.
The harder part is going to be, when you're dealing with politicians on the level of, your Grahams and your McConnell. Like, not only did you got to get rid of that sort of just human evil, right? But then you got to figure out, who are the people that put up $2 million in bail for this kid in Wisconsin, right? Because he just got out.
Who used his stimulus, his COVID relief payment to buy that AR-15? Yep.
Like, hold up. Wait, hold on. You got $1,200. Let's assume $1,200. And the first thing you did was, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to go get this heater, Bob. Bruh, like, okay.
Wait, was that his accent though?
All right, maybe not. Maybe that wasn't it. That probably was not it.
He didn't quite got his Wisconsin accent down yet.
Yeah, I haven't messed with that.
Yeah.
But it felt right. It felt like that's what it was.
Yeah, and so the idea is you have to sort of, like, regardless of where you stand politically, the idea that I'm going to take this money in my pocket and I'm going to donate to get this kid out of jail that just murdered 2 people, like, huh?
Yo, it was crazy when they were giving Zimmerman. They give George Zimmerman money to sign stuff. Like, that's crazy. That's so disrespectful. That's so blatant.
I have to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed in.
You have to remember what their parents and grandparents used to do for fun, and it all makes sense.
Right.
Which is why I said he's a mascot for a certain idea. He represents them, and those are the people he represents.
Right. They'll belong for the time when, that incident that young man was involved in, used to be the Sunday afternoon activity on the regular that would happen in town square.
And that's why I say a lot of them got fooled, because most of that stuff, like, he's not. Look. I guarantee you that man's never hunted. You know what I mean? So he's not in that part of the world. You know what I mean? That's not how he rolls. He's never fixed a truck. He's never done any of that stuff that a lot of these people that, you know, are riding with him do on a regular basis, and, you know, just kind of live their regular ass lives. Like, this dude is not fucking them. He never has been. He never will. And it's
not for him though.
Well, yeah, true. But the thing is,
it's what they say versus what they do.
Like the best, one of the best quotes I've seen all week was the John from Barack's book, where he was talking about how, you know, him being in the White House was the thing for so many people. They were like, I can't deal with, like, this is not a thing. This is not the thing that I can allow to happen, right? And so they went so far the other way in their, you know, in choosing Trump because of Barack, and he knew that. He knew that he could make that work. And it's kind of sad that for a lot of people that was all they needed. You know, it was just, you know, a white guy back in the office so that their life felt okay again.
It's interesting too, as you're saying there, Rant, about how you know, people who would knee-jerk vote Republican because that's how they've always voted and voted for this guy, I feel like kind of have split. You know, there's people who are still, you know, supporting him and doubling down, but there's a lot of people who are actual real conservatives who are arguably, you know, a significant portion, not by any means the whole thing, but a significant portion of where Trump's support fell off. You know, there's definitely a lot more to Biden on the other side than Hillary Clinton was able to achieve, but the support for Trump fell off from real conservatives who look at this presidency and say, you know, nothing about this presidency has been conservative. You know, massive tariffs are not conservative. You know, not paying any attention to a devastating virus that has killed more than 250,000 Americans is not conservative. Not listening to the thoughtful people in the room and instead, you know, sending tweets about conspiracy theories in the middle of the night is not conservative. And that, you know, that managed to turn off a lot of the real conservatives, but he, as you point out, brought in a lot of people who are not ideological in the traditional conservative liberal way that we're used to, but are ideological in more the way that Tenny Ade was talking about.
So to be that silent majority group, particularly.
You know, I'm not sure how much I can validate that statement, because there's still a lot of people that voted for him, and that's a lot of old guard conservatives that are still just voting for Trump. I mean, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's coalition things like the Progressive Party that's developing on the Democratic edge of things. Maybe they were just rallying behind the guy that's closer to what they believe politically, and they're just gonna eat it on him being an awful person. I mean, I guess that's what it is, but they've deviated so far to do that. Maybe the progressives have done the same thing. I'm not sure. I guess I'm in the bubble when it comes to the progressive edge and liberal edge of things. I don't think the dichotomy between the progressive edge and liberal edge of things is that far. And maybe on the conservative side, they don't think what's going on now and what was originally conservative are that
No,
far
what's
apart.
going on now and what was originally conservative is very, very, very far apart.
Mhm.
Extremely far apart. So
I mean,
far
that might
apart.
be, maybe that will be breaking apart again, you know, because it's not a monolith, and there are divisions there that maybe we might be seeing a split where there are, like, you know, the hardcore Trump crew that are, you know, there's not going to be any change in their minds, and the Republicans that are gonna at some point be like, no, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. We can't roll with that. You know, and it may be over, you know, having him refuse to concede in that stuff. I think is opening up some cracks. But I think it is useful to try to think beyond the monolith of any group, any particular group, in terms of the, you know, ones that are going to be, you know, more open to things or less open to things. And there's definitely some folks in the country that are really, you know, dead set on not having it change and not having to live with a lot of diversity and whatnot. And then there's folks that may have been turned that way as an outlet for their anger over other things, and need to be kind of steered back to say, look, man, it's the problems that you're having. You know, just figuring to go against other Americans like it's their fault is not going to help with that.
That's a great point. And can I also just roll it back real quick to the whole silent majority, because that hit a bit on the comments as well, and I feel like maybe it's more like a quieter, more reasonable majority, or at least it seems quieter because the fringes are just so loud right now. There's just so much volume happening on you know, on both sides, that you can use a term like silent majority, but what you're really talking about is people who are having thoughtful and reasonable conversations like we are at the moment, and, you know, like we see by and large in the chat, and like we're having with our friends and family. But the conversations that are getting the most traction and that are getting covered and that you're seeing come across your social media feeds are the loud, obnoxious, and most you know, divisive of what's being said.
Well, it's kind of like the difference between, I guess, your standard adherent to a certain doctrine versus your extremist. So the extremist is what gets the eyeballs. It's the one that makes the most noise. In many cases, it's a way to, I guess, give the average apologist the ability to have someone that they can say, okay, I'm not that guy, therefore I must not be bad. When it's, you know, when it's just as hurtful, which is kind of like the difference between a man who physically abuses his spouse versus one who is there. So, like, okay, I don't let her leave the house and I control her speech, but I'm not as bad as that guy who punched his wife in the face.
Thanks for the follow, James Peterson.
They're both just as bad.
Yes.
Just one is more insidious and because it's under the radar.
I still think
that's what I think the silent majority mentality is.
I think the silent majority are.
It's what, Dolio?
Yeah, sorry.
They feel, you know, it's more like not as bad because it's not like out in your face. Which is the difference between the type of racism I encountered growing up in the South versus the type of racism I encountered when I moved and went to school up north. It was still both just as bad. Racism just took a whole different approach.
So we got a question in the Facebook comments, but it's switching subjects a little bit.
Oh man, I had a good thing to say there.
Okay, you go ahead, and then we're going to take a question from the chat.
I really think we should be, you know, careful about how benign a silent majority can be, because I think the silent majority, the people that aren't loud, are the people that came up with things like redlining, because that takes detail, that takes effort, that takes silence.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's benign at all. I'm saying it's actually far more dangerous than an extremist. An extremist can be chalked off as a sacrifice, whereas the one who didn't get caught is the one who gets away with the booty.
Whose booty though? Mitch McConnell's?
So, on that note, Pamela Jo Hatley asked, here's a question. How in the hell do you make up those incredible lyrics as you're going on a rap? How do you do that? It's wonderful and beautiful. So I think she's talking about the freestyling. If you guys want to share a little bit about freestyle skills.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, James Peterson, nobody wants that booty. A lot of it is just sort of looking around, right, and seeing in the midst of a conversation or whatever, what's happening, what's there, who's around, what sort of stuff is in the room, and finding ways to put it all together, and then build to the next thing. So for example, like if I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm like, I rep Pennsylvania and Delaware. I lived in 2 states, and the other times when you don't notice, Sleeves has a blue face. It's a new day, like when the sun rises, no surprises. I get up in your eyes like your iris, or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of finding the things and putting them in the midst into the verse. And then the really fun part is when you catch something else and trying to find a way to get to that thing. Like that for me is the most fun. I tell people all the time, working with everybody, that I don't play any instruments, and I have to take this call because it's my dad. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Family is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you all think faster than normal folks. Like people who can freestyle.
Yeah.
I have to think about what I'm going to say just if I'm giving directions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of it is practice. Because, like, Rand and I both used to, like, basically, like, the old school, like, in the circle, in the cipher, on the street corners. That's how, actually, I met him. We met, like, a little over 20 years ago. In a cipher. Just in front of a nightclub, a bunch of dudes outside rapping at each other. I jumped in because I was the new guy in town, and then that's how we linked up. But it's just like you kind of get practice, just doing it over and over again. Even to the point where somebody I used to have a manager who would drill me and my crew. Basically, he just grab a stack of magazines and open a page and say, rap about that.
Nice.
Flip to the next page while you're doing it. Or these competitions we used to get into, they would just put a bunch of words up on the board and you had to use them all.
That's pretty dope.
So just practice over and over again, and then just reading, a lot of reading to build your vocabulary. Because I like to use a lot of metaphors, similes, and allusions in my stuff.
Yeah, knowledge just in general, not just vocabulary, right? But like Dolio will often drop science and math and literary references, all just from that deep base of knowledge.
Did that answer your question, dear listener? Are you an MC yourself now? Have we unlocked the code for you?
There you go.
Is your album already out? Can I find it on Spotify? If you've got rhymes, please type them in the comments. I'm on the comments on YouTube. I know I said hi on Twitch, but I had to hop out of there because I got a weird feedback and I couldn't mute the video. So
Well, can I put in a request for a
Absolutely.
song in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I love chain gang music,
Oh yeah.
work songs,
Mm-hmm.
and not actually a few years ago I did a project at through the a Smithsonian traveling exhibit where
Mm-hmm.
I got kids to learn chain gang songs. They performed the songs. I taught them about the rhythms, but also the lyrics and the hidden meaning in a lot of the lyrics. So there are a few songs that have um, they just kind of repeat the same line from song to song, depending on, I mean, from place to place, depending on which prison camp the workers were in,
Mm-hmm.
and the names of the characters might change, but they are typically like Rosie, uh, Alberta, Betty. They're like the name of the same women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much a theme. You can almost see it how the meaning of the lyrics and the message, how it almost traveled in the same way people traveled, and this ties into the Great Migration and cool things like that. But my request is if you all could remix a Chain Gang song and I don't know, pull from the same theme. Like the song Black Betty it's a powerful song to me. It could either be about the gun, Black Betty could be the gun, a
Mhm.
Black Betty. In the song they say how the baby was born with blue eyes, suggesting that and it must have been the captains, suggesting that the Black Betty might be the woman or the baby that was a product of rape from the women that were on in the prisons. It's multiple meanings. So I would love it if you all could take any Chain Gang song that you want and flip it and give it the Gangstagrass touch. And when you come to Pensacola, perform it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Absolutely.
actually,
Uh,
that is full of chain gang songs because I started chopping up chain gang songs like a year and a half ago to try to use in a project.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that too. And in case anybody doesn't know, some good news is that the Alan Lomax archives have made all of the old Alan Lomax recordings publicly available. You can stream it from
Yeah.
the site at
Hey,
the Association for Cultural Equity is hosting the Alan Lomax archives. I'm going to put a link in the chat because they are amazing songs and amazing recordings.
so Dolio, you look at how these songs interpret the hammer. The hammer really took on a life of its own, just as a work tool. You know, you hear them banging the hammer in the background, but there's this one interesting song, ring or hammer ring. They're talking about the hammer ringing, but it's different verses and it's different songs. And in one, it talks about
Yeah.
how God told Noah to build him an ark, and he used God's hammer to build it, and just the fact that these men took, clearly they say they got the hammer in the Bible. Like there's really not a hammer in the Bible, right? That I know of. And it definitely not in the Noah's Ark story. So they introduce it themselves. And when you tie it into just how they also signifying in the music tradition, right? Um, and I think Dolio, you, because we pray the same, would be interested in how they reinterpreted this hammer. Just like the John Henry's hammer wasn't about a hammer,
right.
right? It represented something, or it was not only about a hammer; it was a metaphor for something else. So I'd be interested in seeing what you do with a hammer.
Yeah,
Nice.
I could definitely feel that.
All
I'm
right.
like I'm going through my records right now, marking all my prison songs.
I don't
Josh
know which.
White did a ton of them. I think in the 50s, 60s. Um, and I have a good CD collection um, of our Hooli records, and I know one of them has prison songs, but I'm looking through them right now for you.
Okay. All right.
And if people don't know our Hooli records, this is a little bit late news, but if we're talking cool archives that are getting released, our Hooli records recently got sold or given to the Smithsonian. So all those old Arhuli records are available through Smithsonian, and I'll throw a couple out there. Uh, I got tons of them. I was luckily able to go through Arhuli records, um, traveling out with Don Flemings right as they were making that deal, and they were just giving away all these CDs. So I snagged as many as I could. Clifton Reiner, Louisiana Blues, and Zydeco. Oh, you can...
Yeah, your virtual background is messing with your records, man.
That's
You're gonna have to get rid of the Aurora Borealis before you can show us your records.
Hold up. I got plenty of Mance Lipscomb, and I think he does a couple of prison songs himself.
I love how you say that name, like everybody knows who that is. You know, Mance Lipscomb, dude.
You gotta look him up. You gotta look him up.
Lipscomb.
I'm putting it in the ether. You guys might know this guy. He's big Zydeco heritage here. People talk about him all the time. Clifton's Chiner. I don't know these two. In fact, I can't even talk about them. This is a great mix of Puerto Rican music. And it's like a double CD.
Let me see it.
Lamento.
Borencano. Okay. That's pretty old school.
So, when are you going to be sharing this music, Pharaoh? Is it by chance right here at 9 p.m. on Tuesday?
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to like chill out and yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I found a cool track earlier that I will set up for you guys. Give me a second.
Word. What you got? What do you got?
Just dropped into a pit in the floor.
Bye, Pharaoh. We miss you.
Looks like I gotta make some sweet potato pies this week.
Oh, that's right. Thanksgiving is coming. I can't even fathom it because obviously I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys aren't either. Stay home, stay safe. A negative COVID test means nothing. Remember that. Super important. You can get a negative COVID test and be positive. You can get a negative COVID test and be at the very beginning of your infection and then infect a bunch of people at your Thanksgiving dinner. You can get a negative COVID test and it can be a false negative. You can also get a positive COVID test and it can be a false positive. COVID tests are snapshots. They can be helpful in certain contexts, but they are not helpful for telling you whether you are going to infect people at Thanksgiving dinner. So, and also remember, so let's say you get your COVID test, you get your results today, and then you're like, cool, I'm good for Thanksgiving dinner. You're not, because of all the potential infection you've had from the time that you got that COVID test, if that even was an accurate snapshot at that time. So please stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll all get to hang out again next year for Thanksgiving. Double Thanksgiving next year.
Yeah, remember we did Thanksgiving the one year in the UK?
Yes.
Tell about it. Arson, tell everybody about it.
We were in the UK, man, for Thanksgiving, which is like the weirdest thing in the world, you know.
Was that Exeter?
The funny part was we had like a Thanksgiving meal, and which is hilarious because in the UK I don't know that they celebrate American Thanksgiving, but they were like, I mean, why not? Sure. We had the whole shebang. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. And around it, honestly, like around that time, I was still, I would go with Alex to his mom's house, or my other kids would go with their mom to their grandparents' place, and so it was like I didn't really have a place for myself to be, and I was like, you know what, this is the best place for me to be right now, hanging out with this bunch of jokers, on the other side of the pond, as it were. It was so much fun, man. That whole trip was just, oh god. Oh.
Yeah, we started out with a dinner at an American themed restaurant.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Seems like a good place for
Then they had
people to
turkey,
start.
stuffing, and all that good stuff.
They did their best.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Well, though, I'm using your sweet potato pie recipe, the one that you rapped about.
That's right. And actually, people are talking about that in the Twitch chat right now, asking about the sweet potato pie song. Is that? Do I recall that we sent that out to the Barnstormers?
I think so.
Yes, yes. The Barnstormers have that. So if you,
the video for that is on YouTube.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep. If you go to gangstagrass.com/barnstormers, you can check out our subscription-based offerings, and it's really cool. It's really cool. As low as $4 a month for the nickel subscription, which gets you a huge amount of exclusives and unreleased material, and downloads, and videos, and you get access to that for at least 2 months in that nickel subscription. And then as you go to the higher tiers, you get more content, more exclusives, more opportunities to like hang out with Gangstagrass, have private Zooms with us, and eventually, backstage things and all that kind of cool stuff at the highest tiers, and longer access to the material. So it's very cool. Lots of really awesome stuff. And there's a thing coming to the Barnstormers. It's coming. It's coming. Do you guys remember Gangstagrass Volume 1?
Some people do, some people don't.
This is like before Pharaoh was born.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Back in the midst of time, there was an original experiment where I went in the studio and I sampled a bunch of bluegrass records and put them over rack acapellas, and I put it up for a free download. And it was so popular that's when I knew I had to put a band together. But it's full of unlicensed samples, so it was not released and has not been available for quite some time. And we are slipping it out to the Barnstormers. It's 22 tracks, and you will love it.
That's right.
22.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
So that was the London show that the Thanksgiving that was.
Oh, London.
So after that, we went and we rocked a sold out show in London. Was that our first time playing in London too? That was our first time.
Yeah, that was the first time in
Yep,
London.
and just sold out this pretty big venue. We did a lot of. We sold a set of golf clubs that night.
Yeah. Sold a set of golf clubs that we found in Scotland.
Because the day before, there was a set of golf clubs in the dumpster outside our hotel.
Next to the
And we were
dumpster.
like-
next to the dumpster.
We were like,
leaning
grab those
against
golf
the-
clubs. Let's sell them at the next show.
Actually, wasn't it like Dan was like, "Oh, these are such nice golf clubs. It'd be such a shame to leave them here." And I was like, "I can sell those."
Mhm.
Yep, you did. You did sell them. And you did sell them.
Show enough did, right?
Yo,
We had a
Em is
bidding war
straight up
over. We
pro.
got 2 sets of golf clubs, and we had a bidding war over the second set in somewhere in Holland, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
We took those golf clubs under the English Channel.
Mhm.
That was the same night that we went to the party.
yeah.
The pajama
After-
party.
Yeah, after that, we went to a party, and I can't remember what area of London it was. It was a nice, snooty area.
Oh, dude, it was so.
Notting Hill. It was Notting Hill.
Yeah. So we got there because we were invited by guests of the show. They was like, "Yeah, this is the after party."
No, wait. No, they didn't. They actually didn't make the show because they were having the Thanksgiving. This was my friend Fatima from, who's the head of Creatives Against Poverty, and they were having this big Thanksgiving feast at this house in Notting Hill that night, or they totally would have been at the show. But they were like, "No, come by afterwards, because it's Thanksgiving."
So we got greeted at the door by a guy in a kimono. He was like, I was like, and then I saw someone coming down the stairs with like this feather adornment. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think we're severely underdressed because we're still in hip hop gear.
Yeah, that thing was.
And then the guy's like, kimono or sequin? So I selected sequin vest. I
Mhm.
put on my sequin. Did you have a sequin vest as well? I believe.
I did have a sequin vest. It was a little young, but it was cool.
It was cute. I think some of the ladies got the kimonos.
It was me, you, Sleeves, and Landry that went.
Yes,
That's right.
It was quite the affair.
And Landry left and Saskia showed up, and it was a good time. Holy smokes!
And then Landry fell asleep on the couch.
Yo, they had they really did have a Thanksgiving feast.
They
Like,
really did.
and because all but like one of the people there were not American at all, not including ourselves, the food was virtually untouched because none of them knew what to do with the stuff.
That's right.
Your boy went hard.
I went.
That's why y'all didn't see me for a minute. I was down in the kitchen just munching on turkey like I was going ham on the turkey. It was so dope. Like people were like, "Who is this random giant Negro just eating like that?"
I think I was in a corner eating a slice of pecan pie and crying.
That was the first time I saw Dolio cry. It was the pecan pie in London.
It was a super dope. I don't know where they got that pecan pie from because I don't know.
I think they made it.
I don't know. Somebody got that recipe from somebody that put their foot in it. It was good. It was super.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's really
Was
good.
it soft? Was it juicy?
It was just perfect.
It was perfect.
It's fresh and delicious.
Yeah, it was had just enough good to. It wasn't like super duper sweet. It had like an abundance of pecans.
Yeah.
It was off the chain.
They also had a pumpkin pie, I believe, which got less of our attention because the pecan pie was just so good. Oh, delicious mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and the turkey was roasted just right.
Turkey was perfect.
You know what? I wasn't gonna miss this Thanksgiving this year. I wasn't at all. But like, my mom knows how to cook it up, and y'all just making me miss it right now. Can y'all chill?
Or, I could pass you some recipes and you could replicate.
This was like, by the way, this was 2016. Like, we are talking about a Thanksgiving from 4 years ago like it was yesterday. That's how amazing this Thanksgiving dinner was.
We can't even tell you about everything that happened that night.
Oh, Jesus.
But if you become a barnstormer,
that's right. We'll remove all the bleeps.
Nope.
Yo, by the way, I got that record ready for y'all.
All right, that's it.
I was thinking we could have a special Barnstormers night where we have a Zoom for the Barnstormers where we like watch something, just like a watch party of, like Dolio and I have been watching Archer, just hang out and watch something. So Barnstormers, you can give us your suggestions and let us know what you want to see, what you want to watch with us.
Can I get the Barnstormer link, please?
Sure. It's gangstagrass.com/barnstormers.
And also, just so everybody knows, the Barnstormers is a part of how we are surviving right now, and how we're able to keep making creative stuff and do all these live streams, make new songs, upload them to YouTube, all kinds of stuff that we're still doing right now, even though we can't tour or anything.
Yeah, so one thing we would love is if you tell your friends about it, and spread share the word, and they can try it for 1 month. If they don't like it, that's cool. There's tons of content there, and if they like what they're seeing, then they know that there will be more. So let your friends know that there's this awesome band. You've probably already shared our music with them. If you haven't, though, totally do that, and let them know about the Barnstormers, because that's how we're gonna. Yes, exactly. That's how we're gonna keep on keeping on.
Well, thank you. So I'm going to take my leave now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Congratulations.
See you later, Taniade.
Thank you so much.
Pensacola.
And Dolio, tell your family, send them my love and all that good stuff. I think your mom might have to. I'm going to knock on the door and get some Thanksgiving dinner. I won't go inside.
You always welcome over there.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Have a good one.
Oh, So we got Tim West in the YouTube chat, and he wants to know. He's like, I'm an old dude who has written some rhymes, and I have a country voice. Was wanting to see what advice you guys have. Guys, I'm a Christian rapper, and I want to use instruments like mountain dulcimer and washboard on a hip hop track.
Mm-hmm.
I say do that.
Yeah. Our advice is generally go for it.
Just do it.
Do your thing. Make that music. We have a dulcimer on one track, Gangstagrass track called Mountaintop, in which Brandy Hart came in to sing it and laid down some dulcimer as well. It came out pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'd like to hear it when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's something else. I'm assuming this is Pharaoh's record now.
It just came on. It's the next track. The next track is what I was trying to play. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
That was good. I liked it though. I did like it. That was nice.
Tell me that Christian just smiled and said, yes, 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 I'm ready to ride. I've done my duty and I'm satisfied. Just let me get on board. I'm ready to go because I just got on my traveling shoes.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Pharaoh, when all I can see is your head covering, you look like an anime character.
This.
Yes. Yes, that.
Yes. So there's something that I wanted to bring up.
Yes.
I came across something I think might be something good for us to all read, to make sure that we're bringing the hip hop side of what we're doing as authentically as possible. I'm going to screen share this for a second, and I'll read the description. This is a book that I found on Amazon, and let me see if I can zoom this in for you. The book is called Hip Hop for Dogs. From Bling to Fat, Your Dog is One Cool Cat. And if you can't tell already, this is straight butter from the street. You're getting the direct into authentic hip hop here. So here's the description of the book. Is your dog fat? Is he a player? Does he represent? There's only one way to find out, homie. Chill and sit back with Hip Hop for Dogs. This dictionary handbook of hip hop lingo features pictures of our beloved furry friends from the flyest, or the coolest, or to the most busted, the ugliest, to the most stylish, endearing, hilarious, and downright educational. The dogs in this book personify common words used in hip hop culture, such as 5-0, Tim's, Rills, Hoopty, and many more. Once you curl up with your canine companion and read Hip Hop for Dogs, you'll be the most tricked out duo on the block. You'll have the Benjamins for Spot's iced out collar. You'll be the sister whose pooch can break dance with the bone in his mouth, or the hustler whose posse rules the dog run. No one will come to Jack Rover's toys at your crib, but they'll know that you and your pooch are down. So I think we all gotta get on this.
Wait. You forgot the last line. You forgot the last line. Written and illustrated by Grammy Award-winning art director and fly biatch extraordinaire, Janet Burr. Hip Hop for Dogs will have you sitting and staying at home laughing your booty off.
Oh my god.
Yo. You know how many people had to be involved in this to make it happen, and nobody said, nah, bro. Nah. Not nobody involved in this. Not her. Not none of nobody taking pictures. None of these dogs. Nobody.
I'm actually feeling like there was maybe about 2.5 people involved in the whole chain getting it to Amazon.
Somebody had to be gluing them books together, and nobody was like, "Wait, what am I doing now?"
No, at that point, you're just getting paid to glue the books together. You don't care.
Nah, bro. No.
That's obviously going to be a great resource for us.
Oh my god.
Pharaoh's on board.
Yo, it said fly biatch extraordinaire, dude.
Mhm.
I can't.
Mhm.
I'm crying, y'all.
I feel like Pharaoh was rolling around on the floor and we just couldn't see it.
He was rough.
I was.
Lord.
Oh my god. I haven't laughed that hard in so long. Oh my. And it just kept on going.
That's kind of stuff. See, that makes me feel like somebody just beat my kid. Like somebody just walked up to my child and was like, "Take that." Like, because look, when you
is that a link or was that a screenshot?
Oh yeah, so I'll put the link in the chat.
Yes, please do. Yes, please do.
Because I really need to get it out to the world that this is happening, and I need somebody to find this woman and just walk up and be like, "Really, that's what you did." Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
Just a whole bunch of people just walk up her and be like,
"Yo, I bet she has a fly ass cool cat dog." So for real.
Yo, dude, like,
I'm like choking my own saliva now.
That's
okay. The link is in the Twitch and the Facebook and the YouTube.
Yay!
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my temples hurt from that.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Just the fact that, there's so many people involved in that. You know what it takes to get a book made?
Mm.
It takes a good amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
It takes at least 20 people. And in that 20, nobody said, "Wait, what?"
All right, so as you know, I used to work in publishing. It takes 3.
So now we know.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, that's from step to production. There's involved in every step.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is broken right now.
Yeah.
I'm really
Like that picture that you shared earlier, Red, of the dude wearing the Notorious B.I.G. shirt. I feel like that times.
He has that book. He has that book.
Yeah.
He definitely has that book.
They come together like a package.
Oh man.
I've also Pessimism is pointing out that the reviews for that book, apparently anybody can leave a review on Amazon and write whatever they want about that book. So people are having a field day with that. If you want to go to the link and enjoy it. I've also
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. I've been checking out TikTok a little bit lately and doing some experiments. So if anybody out there is on TikTok, you can look up Gangstagrass and give us a follow and some likes and see where it goes from there. I don't know. Just taking a look, just dipping a toe.
Oh my God. There's only one left.
Uh-oh. I feel like by tomorrow that number is definitely going to be 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as far as that book?
Yeah. Which
The only
shows.
other one what tripped me out was, as far as Amazon listings, was the comments section of the customer reviews for Sweet Gourmet assorted sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh God. Oh
That was like a
no.
1-pound package. I think it was like a 3-pound package of gummy bears.
It's like do you remember Olestra?
Mm.
Yeah. It's basically gummy bears with Olestra in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yo, Lester made me laugh just because they put that stuff. They put it on the package. Like,
You know, everyone
stuff goes is anal leakage,
you know,
and folks was still like, "I'm gonna take this home."
oily dish.
Yeah, an oily discharge. Like,
no.
no.
It is being anal leakage listed on a package really should be just a pause moment of like,
Yeah,
let me rethink this whole thing.
Ooh, I'm gonna leave this right here.
You shouldn't be in the snack aisle. It should be in the laxative aisle or something. Put it next to
You know what?
Castor oil.
I'm gonna be the one to defend it. Shouldn't that be on every package of every? Shouldn't that be on every package of every food item? May cause or may guarantee anal leakage.
I mean, just more in general, like every food should have a warning, like warning, this may come out your butt in a different form in a few hours.
All right.
Well, it wasn't about it coming out in a different form. It was about it coming out because also explosive diarrhea was on the package.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to try to get us off of this direction.
Good luck.
I'm going to share one of my favorite TikToks that I've seen.
Oh, yes, please.
So let me just get this queued up here for a second.
All right.
And we might have to watch it.
Please tell me it's the dog and ride with you. Please, please, please. That's my favorite.
Not that.
Cue that up. Cue that up.
This is one that like actually cracked me up. So got to cue this up and share it with the Zoom. There we go. And now I got to play it.
Just commenting.
So I gotta put the sound on.
You bitches be using catch me singing in cursive. I am so sorry for that. That was not a line. I apologize.
All right, just watch it again because there's a lot of nuances in here.
I just have one of these motherfuckers, y'all indie bitches be using. Catch me singing in cursive. I am so sorry for that. That was out of line.
That one got me.
Oh God! Singing in cursive though.
Singing in cursive.
It said
That
moans
is great.
in cursive.
Please show the ride with you dog, please.
Yo, she
Gary,
said singing in cursive like that's an actual thing.
Moans in cursive.
Oh God. Yo, what language is that? Cursive. You speak cursive, yo.
I hear they're starting to teach it in schools again, which is really good because it uses like a different part of your brain from printing. It's good for your brain.
I don't even know why they tried to stop. It's just silly.
Yeah, it like totally degrades the language.
Well, that and like they'll be reading something that was written like 5 years before that, and was like, "What language is this?"
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
that's how we used to write 5 years ago.
You know what's crazy to me? Greek has cursive. They have cursive in Greece.
Heck
for the
yeah.
Greek language, and I did not know that before. And it's
You should
cool
see
looking.
Cyrillic cursive. Dolio popped
Ooh.
onto my computer earlier today to teach me the Cyrillic alphabet. This is true. This happened.
Okay, it was because we were watching Arthur, and they were, I guess, invading this Android factory in Russia.
Right, the Berry Bot factory. No spoilers. Sorry, that was spoilish.
But the alarm went off, and there was like a thing flashing on the screen, and it happened to be written in Russian. And I was like, that's a word I don't recognize.
Right. So of course we paused it.
Paused it. Looked up the word.
And it was
I don't know.
It was error lines.
Yeah, arrow lines. we ended up having like what was a table discussion about the Cyrillic alphabet, I think. But then I saw that she had posted a message that I didn't see, and it had this alphabet
that was not quite the Cyrillic alphabet. It was some
it
Slavic.
was more Cyrillish
Yes.
than it was Cyrillic. Because it was like there was like about, I don't know, 18 of the letters that were in the 32-letter Cyrillic alphabet. There was a couple of Greek letters, and then some stuff that looked like symbols from Green Lantern.
Yes.
Like a Green Lantern Corps that you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So then, because I saw that message, I hopped on a quick Zoom to give a quick lesson about the Russian alphabet. I was like, and here's what the Russian alphabet looks like in cursive.
It was awesome. He even sang the song, the alphabet song, the Cyrillic alphabet song.
Oh, careful. I'm sorry. My cat just almost clotheslined himself on a wire.
Yeah, quite similar to our alphabet song, which is what they taught us as kids on how to learn the Russian alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing it for us now?
You know, that's the stuff that happens.
That's a Barnstormers exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So here singing the Cyrillic alphabet is a Barnstormers exclusive. Gangstagrass.com/Barnstormers. If you want Dolio to teach you the Cyrillic alphabet, and I promise you do, Barnstormers.
James is like, paywall. You're not singing it.
We can't give it away for free, y'all.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, man.
So, Wrench, do you have the ride with you dog lined up?
Yeah, I just got it. So we've got all of the new album is on TikTok now, so you can use it as a sound.
Please do.
And we've got some different accounts using tracks from the album to back up their vines. And here's one that Sleeves likes. Yeah, the future is a bumpy monsters till we die. I wanna ride just as long as you're by my side. I wanna ride with you. I got a freedom flag and I'm gonna let it fly. I wanna ride with you. Yeah, the future is a bumpy ride. I wanna ride with you. It loops around there.
I love that.
At the DOG wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Big sausage, bro.
Yeah, James Peterson, you can see the differences in our various tastes based on what TikToks we like, and that one is right in my wheelhouse. There's a couple others with children just kind of like clearly not knowing what's going on, and they're like, I can make a TikTok video, and it's just like them looking at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious. One of the 3 likes on each of those videos is mine.
And yes, Suze, he is a big cat. He is kind of a big cat. I love him though.
Pharaoh adopted a feral.
Yeah.
All right, I got one.
Pull him in off the street.
I got one more to share. For
Yeah, we were hanging out in the hood, and he was just like, I need a place to crash. And I was like, I mean, you cool, bro, so I got you.
Yeah, he found that cat. That cat was smoking a Newport.
And Asimism, it's okay that the dog didn't wear a mask in the store, because while cats can get COVID, dogs, as far as I know, cannot. So the dog is at no risk of transmitting COVID because the dog cannot catch COVID. If a cat walked into the store and was not wearing a mask, that would be unacceptable.
Cats can get COVID?
Cats can get COVID. Although that said, it's not, the cat doesn't need to wear a mask, because I believe that we don't have any evidence of cat to human transmission. There is evidence of human to cat transmission, but not cat to human transmission. At least last I checked.
Tigray, you gotta get up. You gotta get up on out of here, man. I didn't know that. Yo, you out. You out, bro.
Let's see you try and put a mask on a cat.
Yeah, right.
I would watch that whole thing.
That would be a good TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
I
wait,
got,
Rich, you
I
said
got
you have
one
one
more to show you guys. Another one that I very much enjoy.
By the way, I had a cat. That's what we're gonna say now. He's outside smoking Newports.
It's not good for a
Okay.
man.
Here comes one more TikTok for you.
Do I remember? No. Do I remember? No. Do I remember?
Love that.
No.
No.
Okay, so I feel like I should share that on my door. So like before I go out my front door, I have a sign that I wrote for myself. And this is what it says. Door cat ask, keys, phone, let's see, what is it? ID, glasses, currency, notebook and pen, book and pencil, destination unambiguous? Question mark? Because it is not always. Make sure I know, where I'm going.
You ever remember this movie that had I think Gina Davis and Sammy Davis Jr. Let me say Samuel L. Jackson. Sorry,
You know,
I would watch that.
Damn, you're interchangeable.
Yeah, it was called Long Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight. Yeah, it's an amazing movie.
Phrasing? Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
I feel like we should
that's
be.
a lot of phrasing.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
A long fist good night? Is that what you said?
That is definitely what he said.
Sammy Davis. It was Sammy Davis. I kept saying Sammy Davis. Samuel Jackson's character sings himself like a blues song to help him remember where his stuff is. He's like, na 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 na. I'll take out my keys, na 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 na, and my wallet, na 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 na. Put my cell phone here, da, da, da. So it kind of helps you remember that stuff on the way back out. Right before you leave the door.
I want to know what movie this is.
On the way back out, or the fist way back out?
What?
Okay. Never mind. I didn't say that.
I couldn't hear your cat was hawking up a tar ball from all the Newports.
Oh
Yeah.
What's this movie called? A Long Kiss Goodnight?
A long kiss good night. It really sounded like fist when you said it at first.
Every
time.
time.
I was getting some weird results. It went straight to a couple of sites. It was funny.
Oh man, it's like not safe for work.
Okay, I'm gonna rent A Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Sammy Davis Jr.
No. How long is your list? Sleeves. How long is the waiting list on movies for you to see?
Oh my gosh, it's super long, but it's not prioritized.
Yeah.
So just because something has just been added to the bottom of the list doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it until 2057. It just means now it's on an increasingly long list. But I did finally see, what was the iconic movie? Oh, I saw Grosse Point Blank.
Fun. You know why that was trending on Twitter recently?
It was? No. Why?
Well, actually, what was trending on Twitter was Grosse Point Antifa, because I don't remember who it was. Somebody. This was surrounding the Wisconsin voter certification of the electors. That one of them talked about getting death threats and said they were getting it from both sides, like the right-wing militias and the Antifa of Grosse Point, which nobody buys for a second.
Right.
Grosse Point is a very wealthy area, And there is no such thing as like an Antifa chapter. And if there was, it would not be Grosse Pointe.
Antifa
So
chapter.
the memes came swift and hard.
Yeah. It's likely
Wait,
just
I'm sorry.
the
Where do we
same-
come down on whether we're
it's
doing
likely just
phrasing?
The same guy. Only the second time he calls, he puts a handkerchief to the phone. I'm Antifa.
Yeah, right. That's how he talks. I'm Antifa. I personally am Antifa. Oh, are you? That's who you are? Yes.
I am Antifa of Grosse Pointe. That's definitely how they do it.
From the Grosse Pointe Antifas. Yeah.
I also saw Hot Fuzz, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was totally great. Hilarious.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
We've been coming through with some funny stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was reluctant to watch like Shaun of the Dead and whatever I don't know, isn't there like a vampire one or
There's a
some
vampire
other,
one that
I don't know.
haven't
There's
seen?
like, oh no, there was the horror one, the cabin in the
Oh,
that's a
Cabin in the
different-
Woods.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's
Funny
like a bunch
movie,
of
dude.
them, and since I don't know
Really
genres,
funny
I thought maybe I should just skip them. But Hot Fuzz was so good that I
Mhm.
might be rethinking that.
Hmm.
I did binge watch the entire first season of Truth Seekers.
What's that?
It's actually like a series on Amazon that Simon Pegg and his homie. That's pretty funny.
Pharaoh, I don't know what you're doing, but you're getting muted.
So I was just asking because I'm aware that you see about 2 movies a year. Although it sounds like this year you're ahead of the curve on that.
I have now, I believe, seen 3 movies, which ties my
Yay.
2018 record when we saw was that the year Black Panther came out? The year Black Panther came out, I saw Black Panther with you guys in the theater and Black Klansman because Danjo had the song in it, and also what was it, The Spook Who Sat Behind the Door?
Nice.
Those were the 3 movies I
we
saw
watched
that year.
In the hotel room, you were streaming it.
Yeah. Wait, didn't
No,
you?
we saw that at your house.
Wait, didn't you come? You didn't come and see
Oh, nice.
Avengers Endgame with us?
I did, but that was last year. That wasn't 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was when Danjo and I realized we can't sit next to each other at movies. Because I'm always like, who's that? Who's that? Wait, what's that
What?
one?
Who's
Who's that
that?
guy
What?
again? It's like, that's
What's his
Thanos.
Yeah,
I
I can't
don't
remember who all was with us when we went to see Sausage Party at
Yes. In
Knoxville.
Knoxville with Chris Seaton.
Yeah,
And, we went and saw Sausage Party, and that got crazy. That was off the hook.
I genuinely wish I had been there for
Let's
that.
just sell booze at the theater.
Hmm.
Definitely.
What is Sausage Party?
Oh boy, it's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, I can't believe this is a thing that exists that got made. But it's like Seth Rogen and his crew and James Franco and whatnot somehow got greenlit to make an animated movie involving anthropomorphic versions of all of the different products at a grocery store. And the plot is that they have a whole religion and mythology about being bought and taken outside the grocery store, that it's like heaven, and somehow one of them figures out that actually you get eaten by the things that come to get you, and there's a whole journey.
There's a whole journey.
And he's got an
Very
old
strange.
cast too, which is pretty awesome.
Which involved a lot of sex and body fluids and cursing and all kinds of stuff
I am noticing that
being done by grocery products.
Yes.
okay.
Right. And the main character is a hot dog, and of course
Charming.
the love interest is a bun, right? And so the
Ooh,
sort
okay,
of
now that's a
visual
little
euphemisms
dirty.
there is
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little dirty. I'm noticing that there's a lot of agreement in the Twitch chat that Sausage Party
Yes.
is a silly movie.
Yeah,
And
it is silly to the nth degree.
mhm.
See, he dropped so much math. I feel like I should clarify that a big part of the reason that I don't watch movies, there's a couple things. One is that I feel like they're at once too long and too short. So they're too long to be sitting in a movie theater without like an intermission and a bathroom break and a like just walk around for a minute. But they're too short to really do a whole lot of developing of character and plot. So like I like TV series because they can really get in depth and develop those plots and those characters in a way that movies generally can't. And then the other problem is that I have fairly significant facial recognition issues. So I can't really remember who's who from scene to scene, which makes it difficult to watch movies. It makes it very difficult to watch movies by myself. Fortunately, most of these guys are super tolerant when it comes to all my asking of who it is that we're looking at right now. But Danjo did not appreciate it, which is why he and I will not sit next to each other in movies in future.
That was pretty funny, actually. That was pretty.
Wait, who's this? Oh my god!
He was about to die. He really almost died. I was amused by that. Like,
Yeah, like for instance, when we would watch Archer, we would keep stopping the episode, and then I could explain what the references were, because she hadn't seen those movies, to which they made all the like little Easter eggs and stuff. And I was like, okay, see, this is where that came from.
And that was great, by the way. I mean, it's so helpful to me. Like, and he would pull up things on Google and screen share them with me so that I could see what he was talking about, even like play scenes from movies, that kind of thing. And that was one of the things we were talking about, was potentially doing that as a, as some kind of stream or something where, where we watch something and actually and Dolio or whoever. I mean, everybody here I feel like has this talent except for me, because I don't know any of these cultural references, and kind of, go through and be like, here's what they just referenced, and this is interesting. So we might do that. If there's interest in that, let us know, either in the chat or privately.
Yeah. Hell, I taught you about polymorphism today.
That's true, because you taught the Mindbender lecture today.
Yeah.
But the biggest mindbender was that I was just sitting at my computer trying on different Zoom lipsticks, which are super creepy, by the way. And, like, for example, terrifying. And suddenly Dolly was just on my computer teaching me things.
Why is James Peterson talking about an X-rated Gangstagrass live stream?
I think he's talking about what we're doing right now.
No, because what we were talking about earlier with
sausage party and
and the long fist goodnight.
By the way, all of this reminds me of one scene in this movie. It's the end with everybody from Sausage Party, but like as real people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's one. Are the kids on here? No.
Might be.
I mean, that's really up to their parents. They know what they got into.
Yeah,
There's
right.
one scene, I think they were just going over the top, but it's a scene where one of the characters busts into the bathroom and they catch Michael Cera like doing coke and getting a rusty trombone. No, that's not it. There's a lady behind him and a lady in front of him. That's all I have to say. And it's Michael Cera. That's Michael Cera.
Or is it Sammy Davis Jr.? I don't know. I also don't know what a rusty trombone is, but I'm not asking you to tell me.
Yeah, just let that go.
That's paywall
Letting it go.
for that. Paywall.
Yeah, you
Paywall.
just go ahead and look that up later.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not Googling that. Nope.
Barnstormers content.
Go ahead and look that up
So
later.
when you buy brass instruments, it's important that you properly clean them and keep them oiled and polished. You don't, a lot of moisture ends up getting into the case, and then you get oxidation. So if your trombone gets a little rusty, that's what happens.
Oxidation.
Special breaking news.
Breaking
news, special announcement. We just got a platinum level Barnstormer.
Woo! Welcome.
That's what
So Dan Stimson is on board with us.
Damn.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, Dan. You know what? I'm gonna make something special for the Barnstormers.
Mhm.
Yes.
Really randomly.
Yeah.
I have
Mhm.
something
Yeah.
special
yeah.
for him.
Why not?
Yeah. Pharaoh, if you watch the Barnstormers, honestly, going to gangstagrass.com/barnstormers is just worth it to see the intro video.
Mhm.
And I cannot tell you what Pharaoh says in it. You're just going to have to see it for yourself.
I'm just talking about the
Gangstagrass.com/barnstormers.
baby.
Just talk about
I just remembered it was. Yeah. I'm working on some more recipes. I'm rewriting some for those who may or may not have nut allergies and stuff.
Aw, how considerate.
So do some little experimenting.
I hope to God that's the future. Maybe not the entire future of rap, but I hope that's a good portion of it.
What? Sleuth recipes?
Yeah.
Would be a good way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool way to remember the recipe for something, which is how it all started. I'm tired of looking in this book. If it rhymed, I could remember it.
Yeah, like I know if I'm going to make a pie crust, my ice water has to be nice and cold.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And how many tablespoons would it be?
2 to 3? No? Am I misremembering?
No, 5 to 8.
5 to 8. Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go back and listen again.
5 to 8 tablespoons to mix it. This a real crust. I ain't talking
about this quick.
I hope to goodness that you have a whole album of these.
Yes.
And people start to learn them, and going on down the line, like you become the Homer of this era. Your epic poetry.
Yes.
Just you wait.
Yes.
Yeah. I have one that's my gumbo recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to start writing other hyperallergenic versions though, because my gumbo recipe has lots of shellfish in it.
Mm.
I'm still wanting a nice bread making. Bagels, the bagel making. We need a bagel making tutorial.
Hey, your bagels look legit, cause the bagels look legit.
They're delicious.
Yeah,
Dolio makes the most delicious bagels. It's like I can't even promise these to the Barnstormers because they're that exclusive. But I'll tell you that here I'm gonna make a promise on your behalf, Dolio. If you sign up as a gaff tape level, cardboard and gaffer tape level Barnstormer, we will make sure you get some of Dolio's personally handmade bagels. Does that sound fair?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yep.
There's something that I've been thinking about every so often, and I'm not sure if you guys have been to this place at all. But
OnlyFans?
It's huh?
OnlyFans?
What? No, not there. Paywall. Barnstormers on there. Anyways.
Where have we been?
Free brand.
Red Roosters. I just found myself missing Red Roosters a lot. We're talking about food. Wrench, you know Red Roosters?
Not a lot of meat on a rooster.
What
no,
is
Red
it?
Robin.
What?
Red Rooster is Red Roosters is this. Red Roosters is this joint in Harlem, in New York. This Ethiopian guy with a really cool backstory owns the spot. There's a lot of cool jazz that's there. But they have this dish that is literally a mountain of shellfish and seafood. It's delicious. It's huge. It's like $75. You split it with somebody else. I would gladly eat half of it.
You trying to roll? What's up?
Yeah, really. We'll go in on that with you post-pandemic.
Yeah, dude. Shit. Told you.
Can we make it a plan? Let's
It's a
make
place
it a plan.
called Red Rooster, and it's famous for a seafood dish.
That's an excellent point.
That's what's up.
You gotta ask him about it.
Probably like rooster fish or something.
They have some really great chicken recipes, and but I mean, I didn't get any of that because y'all know me.
I mean, yeah, I always get the fish when we go to get the Nashville hot chicken.
Yes. Oh, the Nashville hot fish. You guys, I miss Bolton's.
All right, we're talking about food again. Dang it.
Right.
I'm not even hungry. We had pizza.
I am. I got myself miso soup because I get so hungry late nights, and I'm trying not to eat that late. So
That's
I've
a-
just been.
Beautiful little bowl there, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love this thing.
Any bowls of anything do you have to eat with that? That's like a. I don't know if I'm gonna call that a bowl. I think you're lying. Maybe a small cup at best.
Yeah, see, look, it's deep. It is really
Deep.
beautiful. I've had this for a long time. I don't know where.
Anything's a bowl if you believe hard enough.
Point. Point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, James
True,
says, stop talking about places. We can't go to places anymore.
It's an
Talking
excellent
about
point.
places.
Stick to things. Stick to things.
Okay, I realize this continues to break the James Peterson rule, but do you notice that Red Rooster and Red Lobster are a mere 2 letters different?
Whoa. Coincidence?
Wow.
I think not.
I
Plug this
mean-
into the Bilderbergs.
Actually, you know what? My favorite restaurant when I was younger was Red Lobster.
Because of the Cheddar Bay biscuits, right? So Red Rooster, famous for the seafood tower. Red Lobster, famous for the biscuits.
Hmm.
I was an adult the first time I went to Red Lobster.
What? Did it
You know what?
change your life?
Not really. I'm from Florida.
Again, not about the seafood, about the Cheddar Bay biscuits. It's all about the
Honestly,
Cheddar Bay.
just the biscuits, dude.
Actually, the biscuits, they did impress me. I was impressed by the biscuits. I do like cheese, and I do like biscuits. And it put two of them together.
I'm gonna say this right now. You have not been to a Red Lobster until you've been to a Red Lobster in Omaha.
I felt like he was gonna say that, and I'm so skeptical of that.
Actually, my favorite spots back home was this place called Flounders.
Cute.
And this other place called Boil and Dolphin. But they're both like.
I bet you that would be good though.
Boil a dolphin?
No, Boy on a Dolphin.
No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that to be good. No. Boiling. I thought you said boiling.
So did I.
I think
Yeah, I
everybody
thought
else
that's what you
heard
said, too.
Boiling Dolphin.
Like boiling dolphins? Okay, I guess.
So also remember there's also a fish that is called the dolphin.
Hmm.
You might remember it as I think it's the mahi mahi.
Hmm.
Wait, is that
Dolphin.
dolphin or like DAUPHIN?
Mhm.
No, dolphin, like the dolphin.
Oh, all right.
But actually chicken.
Yeah.
I want to go back to how the Red Lobster in Omaha, Nebraska, perhaps the most landlocked spot in the country, is so dope. Like,
Because you're dealing with these gigantic corn-fed lobsters. Yeah, so
corn-fed lobster.
a couple of them won the Heisman.
Actually, they used to have a problem because they'd always break the bands and start cracking the glass.
Apparently.
That's when you know they're ready.
Yeah, they end up commandeering the bar and start chugging, doing keg stands. Like, what the heck's going on here?
Hmm.
Yo, were we gonna play a game tonight, y'all? Oh man, it's almost 11.
No, we just have fun.
Yeah, we blew through our game time,
Yeah.
but
we'll
we
be
will
back.
do that.
And Sage, want to give to folks a preview on what's coming up for future streams?
Sure. So on Tuesday at 9 p.m., same channels. Although we always encourage going to gangstagrass.tv, which is our Twitch stream, because if you're there, as James Peterson found out, who moved over from the Facebook stream over to the Twitch stream, thank you. you get to have a lot more fun with the stream if you're on the Twitch, because you can see your chats go up on the screen. You can see your emojis fly across the stream and across our faces, and people have been having fun with that tonight. So 9 p.m. on Tuesday at gangstagrass.tv and all the other places, we will have Pharaoh going through some of those records that he was showing everybody sort of through the Aurora Borealis earlier. And
hold on. We got things like 8-hand sets and holy steps.
That's right.
Really good. That's what you heard that acapella stuff on. And if you're ready for some old school blues or some old school reggae stuff, actually, this is soca. I forgot I had this. I got a whole album of soca stuff.
You ready for some blues or reggae? How about this is soca?
And also, there's blues, reggae, and also the Ventures. I love the Ventures. If you don't know about the Ventures, come and find out.
The Venture Brothers.
Exactly.
No.
All right, that's exciting. And then tomorrow, this Wrench, is that? Are you tomorrow?
Sure.
I mean,
why not?
That sounds great.
I'll jump on and play some funky tunes tomorrow at 3
p.m. Eastern.
Saturday afternoon dance party.
Yes. So we'll have Wrench doing his awesome dance party this coming Saturday, and I believe Dolio will be back at his house the following Saturday. So hopefully we will be back to our Dolio dance party the following Saturday. So that's Saturdays at 3 p.m. and those usually go about 2 hours. We've got Tuesdays at 9 p.m. So we've got Pharaoh coming up this Tuesday. We've got our son coming up the following Tuesday. And of course, every Friday we have the team stream, Gangstagrass.tv. And we will play some more games next time and talk to some more interesting folks up in upcoming streams. And and we're collecting ideas too. So if you guys have stuff that you want to see or you're interested in talking about, always drop us a line. We love hearing from you.
Want to learn how to make vegan Nashville hot chicken?
There's gonna be a whole lot more than vegan chicken talk.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you like perfect a recipe for that for the vegan meat there, Dolio?
Yes. I did that during the first 2 months of quarantine. It was me trying to perfect vegan chicken in the event that we may not have access to chicken.
Right. Fair point. And yes, that is
Let
a
me ask you a
real
question.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You really think I'm not gonna have access to some chicken?
I sent our son a grocery delivery today, and I thought about including chicken in it. And then I was like, no, he's got plenty of chicken. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine on chicken. Yeah.
Speaking of which, y'all remember going to that chicken and waffles place in London? No, wait. What part of town was that in?
Oh, that was in Oxford.
That chicken spot in
Oxford.
London, like where they was playing all the hip hop at, is my favorite place in the world. Like the chicken was dope, the beats was dope, the milkshakes were dope. That shit was amazing. That
was Manchester.
Are you sure?
Was that topping? Was that topping the hip hop burger place we went to in Frankfurt? What's beef?
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's
beef.
tough. Burgers and chicken.
Nah, roast beef was better. They had a gold-plated bust of Biggie.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
What's beef was very cool.
Yeah, it was actually a very good burger. I mean, granted, we were probably closer to Hamburg than we'd ever. So they better have good hamburgers.
I wonder what the hamburgers are like in Hamburg. That burger.
What was that sausage or meat place was it in the Czech Republic? It had a sign.
Oh,
that was
in there, though.
Hilarious. Okay.
I'd have to dig that photo back up. It was very suggestive.
We will put that photo on the Barnstormers. That's future Barnstormers content.
Yeah, but that secret beer garden we found in Prague was pretty crazy. And that
I would really, really do.
Y'all, we should get off of here soon.
I got you told us not to talk about places anymore.
Yeah, no more places.
Oh
No more
man.
places.
Sorry about that, dude. No more places.
Okay.
I gotta be hopping off here soon, y'all. I gotta get sailing in the morning.
Oh,
That's right. You're on
oh,
there.
what's your? Are you doing that cool community? Tell us a quick little bit about that, Pharaoh.
Downtown Sailing School here in Baltimore, Maryland. Really great community sailing spot if you're looking to learn about sailing or get your feet wet a little bit. It's a great place to start out. And they got cruisers, they got J boats, and they got some even smaller boats. I usually go on Saturdays to help out with the handicap sailing stuff. But now the season for that's over, and we're doing frostbite races, mainly with the J boats and the cruisers. Yeah, it's cold. We're getting out on the water and seeing how much the wind chills us.
Get cold.
Stay cool.
Like that.
All right, so Gangstagrass signing off for another Friday night hangout. Thank you everybody for sticking with us.
Y'all be cool, man.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow at 3 right here for the dance party. Yeah.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Good night.
I'm doing the Trump dance, y'all.